you feel it, the burning in your spirit, welling deep inside. You got a beast inside. I know it's hard to tame it, it's harder to explain it. Can't even get a picture, no matter how you frame it. There's so much pressure with all these external stresses, and they try to touch you. Gotta push them through the feeling, even though your mind is reeling. The power's deep inside and leads you if you were willing. Got the power. Can you feel the power? This is the hour to release your power. Got the power.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Power Shut Up podcast. Good evening, Lisa. Good evening, Empowering Perspectives. Thank you all for continuing to support and join us. And you all know that we are still in the love month. So we're celebrating love, all kinds of love, and we're also celebrating Black History Month. So we are going to carry this all the way to the end. So we thank you all for coming and joining us. And tonight is talking about romance. So we talked about self-care, self-love the first week of February. Last weekend, we actually did a repeat of that show because I actually went out to support Nonchalant in the community. So we'll talk a little bit about what happened at DC History Week in hip hop. It was awesome. Some amazing artists came out. So it was a successful event. So we're back here today. We're talking about romance, and next week we'll close it out with community love. And we'll have other great guests. Tonight, we have a special guest, and I thought she was perfect for our conversation because she is the author of Wholeheartedly in Love Romantic Poems. So we're going to be talking about her book. She's here with us. But before we get started, I wanted to first say happy birthday to anyone who's celebrating a birthday today or the month of February. Happy birthday to you. I wanted to also say happy anniversary to those who are celebrating an anniversary this month, even those who might have had an anniversary on Valentine's Day. And we didn't get a chance to do this last Thursday, but if you all didn't remember, February 13th is Black Love Day. And I've been celebrating it for years, even though we celebrate love every day. Absolutely. But extra love don't hurt nobody. So it was Black Love Day on the 13th. And congratulations to anybody who is starting a new job, starting a new adventure in life, retiring, whatever that may be. Congratulations to you. Keep going. I did want to actually say that we're sending our prayers out to everyone who is going through any kind of difficult time. The current climate of the world is kind of heavy at times. I try to stay positive, but I get it. We are all going through something, especially now. So please continue to keep your spirits lifted. And I pray for you all. It's life be lifing, as they say, but we're gonna hang in there and keep going through it. That's why this month, talking about love, whether it's community or self-love, is just perfect timing for what's going on right now. So hang in there, y'all. Good evening again to everybody who's joining us. Thank you, Crystal, for joining. And we're gonna get to it. So I want to introduce you to our guest. And I'm going to let you actually have seen her. You might have seen her before because we've done kind of a book reveal. She is one of the clients of Touched by Dove Publishing. And I'm going to share some information, not a lot, but some information about some changes to the publishing company and things like that. But we're going to have her introduce herself. She has a book in her backdrop, absolutely beautiful. But she is one of our clients from Touch by Dove Publishing. But she did a book, which I love. This is just the cutest thing ever, and it's romantic poems, so it's perfect for tonight. And I wanted her to come on, tell us a little bit about what made her decide to write this book, and then maybe share a few poems out of her book. So welcome, Shadonna, to the Power Shut Up podcast.
Hello, Lisa. Hello, everyone.
Everybody, we're excited to get into this book, but tell us a little bit first about who you are, and then what made you decide that you wanted to write this poetry book.
Okay, so I am Shadonna. I don't know, I'm just me.
Well, no, you have Nikki's Corner, and
I do. Nikki's Corner is my my overall logo. I'm sorry, Nikki's Corner is my brand.
Mm-hmm.
That's my brand. Under that brand, I have Wholeheartedly in Love, which you published. Thank you again. And then I also have a journal, self-healing, self-love, accountability journal titled Dear Self, I Don't Want to Be Toxic Anymore.
Love it.
That journal, as well as this romantic poem book, are both available on Amazon, as well as Barnes and Noble online. What inspired me to write the poem book, though, was just love itself, being in love, my husband, just the experience of Black love, as we say.
Mm-hmm.
I've been writing for some years, just kind of keeping it to myself. One of my good girlfriends that I've been friends with since 9th grade, she and I both used to just write poems and pass them, back and forth between one another, just to kind of get a feel for how we liked it. And we both said back then that we were going to, at some point, get them published.
Okay.
And it took 30 plus years, but I finally did it. So I'm excited about it, and I appreciate your help, you and the team.
Absolutely. You were one of our, we have wonderful clients, but she was just so calm and easy, and it was just a wonderful experience. But it was also fun too, because we were able to do something that we never did before. So when you published your book, we were trying to figure out how to do something. We always like to do things that are a little different, and this had like smaller dimensions than most of our books. So this was a challenge for everybody involved, because we were like, we've never done this size before. So we met our challenges, which with publishing, you run across challenges, but it came out wonderfully. It inspired me for these pocket-sized books that people don't think about, but it's perfect. But if you'd like to share some poems out of the book, I was going through and saw a couple. But part of the reason that I thought about you for this show was because, yes, we talked about self-love and self-care, but romantic love, I know that we've missed talking about it on Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
But anybody who knows me knows that, and I always say I'm mushy gushy and all that good stuff. So this kind of fit the bill, but I love celebrating, like you said, Black love, just love in general. Whether it's, love with your children, and that's why I'm such a family person too. I love expressions of love, whether it's surprising people with things or going out and just having a good time. And I love that kind of stuff. So romantic love is just a wonderful thing. And I think it just gives people an opportunity to just relax, be themselves, have some fun. And at this time, more than any other time, I'm down for anything that's showing a little bit of love in the world. So
Indeed.
I definitely want to encourage any of the guests. I'm going to have a moment after she shares maybe some of her poetry. If you'd like to come up and share a great experience you have of romantic love, what you did, I will share that mine is kind of funny. That I have always had animals in my life since I was 1. And we don't right now. We lost Sandy years ago, but I am looking at maybe getting a toy poodle. And I let my husband know that I might be interested in getting the toy poodle. So he got jokes. So I did get a toy poodle, and if you turn the button on, it barks and it moves and everything. That's not quite what I was thinking about. But I appreciate the gesture, but I will temporarily take this. But I really want to talk about a real dog. So he funny. Uh, but that was just my experience among other wonderful things for Valentine's Day. But those are the kind of moments that I love. I love those kind of just quirky moments when you just reminded of life in general and not getting to the hustle and bustle of he said oh just as effective.
Okay.
I don't know about that. But I thought it was cute. So I definitely want you to share something that happened on Valentine's Day. But tell us a little, show us a little something about this, or even poems that you have that aren't in the book. But we want to hear some of your poetry that just puts people in the mind of romantic love.
Sure, sure, sure. Let me see. I will start with this one. This one is titled Make Love to Me.
Okay.
Make love to me like only you can. Make love to me because you are my man. Our love is like no other. Two peas in a pod, we are together. Sex is like none other that I've experienced. Passion beyond measure. Cookie leaking with pleasure, waiting for you to reach the treasure. My heart pounds with anticipation. Loving so good, I want to give a standing ovation. You're my heart and I'm your girl. Head so gone, constantly on swirl. Slowly lay me down, turn my body around. Whisper in my ear, rub my kitten down. Make love to me, touch me, please me. Explore my body like a deep blue sea.
Okay. Your husband's over there like, yes, publish that book. I know that's right.
Yeah, he was definitely a
I'm sure he was a fan of the poetry.
yes,
Okay.
we push. Yes.
Okay, you got another one you can share with us?
Uh, so this one is Don't Take Your Love Away.
Okay.
Where would I be without your love? You must have been sent from heaven above. You look at me and my insides melt like butter. I look at you and your heart begins to flutter. The love we share is undying. The time we have is limited. I hope that within time our love surpasses life's ups and downs, turning the frowns into smiles at all times. In denial for so long, it took a while to realize where my heart really lay. You have changed my whole life, and I look forward to your smiling face every single day. I wonder from time to time about how it came to be. But then I say to myself, don't question the inevitable. As they say, what's meant to be will definitely be. I thank the Lord for allowing it to be me. You are so fine, you blow my mind. When you were created, you were one of a kind. Everything about you was pleasing to me, from your head to your toes. The spell you have on me, nobody really knows. Don't ever take your love away. I'm here to stay always with you as long as you allow me to provide the kind of love I know I'm capable of giving. Don't take your love away.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, first of all, she said to go to Amazon and get this book, or you can price her up. But I mean, I know, look, we said love every day, right? So, yes,
Indeed.
February 14th is gone, but February 20th is here. We're still in love month, and even if we move on to March, it's still a love day. Every day is love day. So
Right.
please check it out, support her, tell them what's happening for those who are in the DMV area. Tell them what's coming up for you in this book.
Yes. So on Saturday, March 8th, from 12 to 2, I will be doing a signing session at Barnes and Noble in Bowie on Emerald Way. So come through, grab a book, I'll sign it, and we can take photos. They have limited time and space, so I'll only be there from 12 to 2. So come and catch me and join me and have a great time with me. It'll be good to see you all.
Congratulations to you. We take a personal congratulations to you because we love to see those authors that come through Touched by Dove Publishing going and do their thing. Long past us publishing books, she is still out there doing her thing. And I thought this was perfect timing to get her out here. And she surprised me with this book signing that she's having. And I'm like, I'm going to definitely try to be there. So you all please go out and support. She has some other things that I'm sure she's working on. She also has a journal, so you can go on Amazon and get her journal. I love the title of your journal. So you all please go out and support her. But again, we are out here talking about romantic love. You didn't share with us. I know you didn't think you was gonna get away with this, but so what exciting or romantic thing? Not too much because children may be on here, but what kind of exciting things did you do for Valentine's Day?
We actually kind of kept it low key,
which is beautiful.
Yeah, so we just we had dinner at Old Ebbitt Grill.
Okay.
Yeah, I hadn't been there in years, so that was really nice. It wasn't too crowded, and I got flowers and chocolate covered strawberries.
Okay.
Yeah, so we just kept it on the low a little bit, just spent some quality time.
Quality time is always the best. So this is what we discovered being older and doing the romance and stuff, which for young people might not seem so romantic. But you want to know what is really romantic is to be able to make reservations at a restaurant and not be crowded and surrounded by a whole lot of people. So guess what we discovered? We discovered that there are some really wise older people who make their reservations early in the day. So we went like 3:00 in the afternoon, and it was like, this is absolutely wonderful. There is nobody here. And I think that's kind of romantic that we're not with the hustle and the bustle. It's just us. So that's something we learned with age that, sometimes going earlier is better.
It's better. Yeah.
It absolutely is. So you have time to go home. And I have found that the romance of it is being able to just do nothing. Now, we did go to see, for those who don't know, one of my favorites is Anthony Hamilton. I love Anthony Hamilton. His voice is absolutely amazing and soulful. So he found out that he was out in Fairfax, Virginia. So we went and saw Anthony Hamilton and I think Marsha Ambrosia and Life Jennings. So we had a good time. I love Anthony Hamilton though, but you get out early, do your thing, and you come home, and I'm probably he said Anthony. That's right. I'm saying it wrong. You're right. He's correcting me. He's supposed to say Anthony. I love Anthony Hamilton. And it was good to go to the show, but you know what's funny? You come home and you watch YouTube and put your feet up and do absolutely nothing.
Relax.
And that is probably the most romantic thing I've done in a long time. So and that's really what, to me, and I know it depends on what generation you're in, what romance really is
for you. Yeah.
That's why I love doing shows like this, because I wanted us to kind of talk about what we consider romance. And for those in the chat who are tuning in, share some ideas, because I think we need to start to be more creative and keep it simple. But really, what is romance to you? For me, sometimes it is just, y'all know me, I take a dozen crabs over a dozen roses any day, because crabs is like the key to my heart. So somebody might think that that's like, what, you ain't doing nothing but sitting at home and eat crabs. Yeah, that is romantical to me. I'm making up words, y'all, don't judge me. But I love that. So yes, I think Lisa Key said, yes, the simple things in life. That's exactly what romance is for me, the simple things in life. I don't need the productions anymore. Now, don't get me wrong, because Crystal said me too. I don't mind, some wonderful things if you surprise me, even though I'm very hard to surprise, so it probably won't happen. I have been got, though, I will say that. But I don't mind just doing something simple like watching our favorite show or something like that. You don't always have to be on the go to do, and I would love to hear some men in the chat. I see you all there what is your idea of romance? But share with me, Shadonna, what is your idea of romance?
Um, for the youngins out there, just to Netflix and chill.
That's what I love, Netflix and chill. I do.
Indeed. Kick
I
your
mean,
feet
and the
up,
fun part
sit
is
back on the couch,
movie. Yep.
cuddle a little bit, find a movie,
Yep.
make a drink. Hey,
Yep.
I'm good.
And just chill. I think that's I think it comes with age. I mean, sometimes when you're younger, you like being out there. I will admit and confess, because there has been times when we've had our grandson for Valentine's Day and we had so much fun with him that we kind of got a little jealous when the other grandparents had him this Valentine's Day. So we were kind of planning on, how can we ride out to Richmond and just say, you know what, we'll take them off of your hands. But that's what it's become for us, that, it's about family. It's about being together, creating. For me, I always say it's about creating memories.
Memories.
So yeah, romance for me is anything that allows us to create, memories that we can look back on and smile, and just remember good times.
Definitely.
Yeah, because we have enough, drama going on. So I love that. And like I said, you all in the chat, I can see you all there. Y'all throw out some ideas. I know Lisa said the simple things, but it is the simple things for me. But I don't take away from those who like a little, production every now and then. That don't hurt my feelings. I'm just saying that it's the simple things. And then, of course, being able to laugh at getting a toy dog when I wanted a real one. See, I'm good. I'm a good sport though. So what I did want to do while we were talking about this is I tend to want to recognize awareness days in the month of February. Some of them are around, February 14th. Black Love Day is February 13th. But I wanted to bring about some other days that maybe people don't know about in the month of February that you could jot down, to just keep in mind when February comes back around. So I didn't know if you all knew, besides February 13th being Black Love Day, please write that down. Did you all know, well, that's a Black History Month, sure, we'll get back to that. But did you all know that Black Love Day is the 13th, February 14th is Valentine's Day, but does anybody know what February the 7th is? I wanted to share with you all this because I didn't know, but I found out, mark this on your calendars, that February the 7th is Give Kids a Smile Day. Now, I know we've missed the 7th because we're at February 20th, but those are kind of days I think we don't need to miss. I mean, why not celebrate those kind of days? So mark it down. Next February 7th, it's Give Kids a Smile Day. And why not? You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to bring that to you all's attention, but I also wanted to bring about that in the frame of love, and February being Love Month. Like I said, we talked about self-care and self-love the first week of February, but did you all know that February 21st, which is tomorrow, is Care Day? And I mean CARE Day. Which I thought the timing is perfect. So tomorrow, you're posting something, you're out there, just show some love, concern, some care for those who are out there in the world, because life is hard right now. So tomorrow, February 21st, is actually Care Day. Empowering Perspective says February 14th is International Singles Awareness Day. February 13th is Mental Preparation for International Awareness. Now that is the best comment of the day. Okay, I see a theme here. Okay, I love that. Lisa says there are so many events on the calendar. Canva calendar taught me a lot about these unknown days. Yes, and I love to look these up. So sometimes y'all will see me kind of announce, because I am a fan of Grandparents' Day too. So don't get it twisted. Yes, I need to be celebrating all these days. So I'm gonna throw some out here for you all. But remember, tomorrow is Care Day. So yeah, start caring about people other than yourself. How about that? Let's do that starting tomorrow and every day. So this is a good one. February 22nd is World Thinking Day. Perfect time to do better because some people out there are missing this day. So mark this one down too, that February 22nd is World Thinking Day. Empowering perspective.
Indeed.
Amen.
It
That should be
should.
every day.
It
You are
definitely
right. Hashtag that should be World Thinking Day should be every day, but it is officially the 22nd. So maybe we need to, and let's just say this is a call to action. We need to remind people, because probably nobody other than whoever's listening today will know that February 22nd is a World Thinking Day. Let's remind them. Post hashtag that.
Mhm.
I'm going to share that today, for those pet lovers, is also National Love Your Pet Day. So if you have a pet, you should be loving them every day. But today especially is their day, and they deserve. So I'm going to go down there and give a hug to my little barking battery operated dog. But show your pet National Love Pet Day. Show your pet some love. So let me go on to share about February 24th. February 24th, and this is a very important day, is Emotional Health Day. Much needed. So let's keep that in mind. Just some things to help remind people during this difficult time that the 24th is Emotional Health Day. I did want to remind you too, for those who are still gifting, who were late to the party for the 14th or the 13th, February 25th is World Spa Day. And it's never too late for a good spa day. So World Spa Day gives you an opportunity to say, you know what, I did not forget the 14th, but I planned this on the 25th because it's World Spa Day. I'm trying to help y'all out. So I'm just saying, just go with it.
Right. So since you're doing this, Lisa, this is great because I started last month to doing a monthly newsletter,
Okay.
and for February it's also Heart Health Month.
Yes.
So in my newsletter, I talk about what the month represents.
Okay.
I give healthy tips as well as go over random acts of kindness. I do a recipe in the newsletter. And then last month I did a wellness spotlight.
Oh, awesome. So where can they find your newsletter?
So they can subscribe by going to nickiscorner.com.
Okay.
And that's Nickies, Nikies, corner.com.
Okay.
Monthly newsletter that I started last month.
You just started last month. So you all please go check out Nikki's, you said nikiescorner.com.
Yes.
And check out her newsletter. That is awesome. So I'm glad to hear that other people are kind of, these awareness days are sometimes fun. And they're just good. Those who know me know I will celebrate Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I don't care. I don't have to have a reason to celebrate. Lisa said, can you email those dates? I absolutely can. I used to do this on all the episodes. Some people like it, some people are like, but I think that more than ever now, let's find reasons to just celebrate. Empowering Perspective says spa or spa. I'm just asking for a friend.
You know what?
It actually be both. I don't know. Sometimes we gotta let some frustrations out. So let's go with both. So another awareness for today that some may not know, but I'm thinking Empowering Perspectives, Lisa, Crystal, you all may know, is Happy National Leadership Day. Now, I didn't remember that today was National Leadership Day, but I think that's an awesome day. That's a whole conversation about what is a leader, right? But Happy National Leadership Day. I'm going to leave that right there, but that is today. So for those people that you think are out there leading the way in a positive way, just give them a shout out. Happy National Leadership Day. You mentioned heart. So yeah, this is American Heart Month, which Shadonna mentioned previously, it is also National Cancer Prevention Month. So for those who are going through some situations with cancer, this is the month of awareness for cancer prevention. And also on the 4th, I wasn't aware, but it was World Cancer Day. And I like, to bring those to awareness as well. I know we're coming up on some other awareness days with cancer, and I have done, for example, the 39-mile walk with Avon. I don't think they do that anymore, but it was for cancer. So we have to stay aware that there are people that are going through things, and being aware, even if it's the day, but just keeping it in mind is always a good thing. So those were some fun days that I picked up. I would definitely email them out to anybody who wants them. Crystal says, thank you, Coach. Happy Leadership Day. Lisa Keys said the same thing. Happy National Leadership Day to Coach. So yes, happy Leadership Day to Coach. Excuse me. Coach has an amazing platform, Empowering Perspectives, and he's a coach. He does some great things, leading people, sharing different perspectives. You can find him on YouTube, but he is an awesome leader in many areas. So please check him out. You'll see Lisa Keys over there, Crystal. There's a whole other group of people over there, but it's Empowering Perspectives on YouTube. And he also has the Mindset Coach on TikTok, which I spend a lot of time over there. And they also, everyone has pages over there. So please check them out. If you go to the YouTube channel, I think you will see a schedule of all the things that they have. They actually have things going on throughout the week. So please, support them. They are always over here supporting me. I really appreciate them. So shout out to them. And I'm telling you, I'm going to go back to that comment that he made. That was the best ever for today. But I also wanted to, so we're talking about romance. And I wanted to talk about, and maybe we can get into this a little bit, how important, let's say on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is romance in a relationship for you, Shadon?
Oh, it's definitely a 10.
10.
Like you have to have romance in order to give the love that's needed on both ends, or that should be given on both ends. It helps ease into making love, bearing gifts, being with that person. It's like a full circle. You have to have some romance in order to keep the spark in it.
I am definitely a fan of romance. I know, everybody has their thing. And romance looks different for everybody. We just finished talking about that. Some people just want to Netflix and chill. Others like the grand life, take me out. Don't get me wrong, I am always a fan, which I'll credit my husband for. He really does listen well. So he knows that I love to be surprised if he can get away with it, because I'm kind of nosy. But I love to be told, pack your bags, let's go. I am not one of those that, I do ask a lot of questions, but if he refuses, I'm okay, long as I'm in the car and we ride. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm nosy that I really kind of want to know, but if you just say pack your bags, I'm going to trust that wherever we go, I'm going to be all good. But later on, I'm going to ask, so what were you thinking when you did that? So
yeah, that's the opposite for me. I'm not big on surprises.
She said no surprises.
I'm not big on surprises. I'm definitely going to ask where we going, who going with us, when we coming back. Like, yeah, I'm asking all of that.
But I need to know up front. Okay.
Indeed.
And that just goes to show you that, everybody's idea or definition of romance is good. So if you know what your partner wants and you do that, then there's your romance. Empowering Perspective said, curious, what happens when she is at a 10 and he is at a 2? That's detrimental to the relationship. When you say 10 or 2, I'm gonna make Empowering Perspectives come up here and talk to us in a minute. when you say when she's on a 10 mad and he's at a 2, what you talking about with 10 and 2? I'm about to have Sharifa send you a link and you're gonna have to come up here and talk to us. I love to hear from the men when we're talking about romance because they have different ideas as well. Yeah, they do. He said romantic scale. Oh, okay, I get you. That's a good question. So what do you do when she's romantic wise, she's on 10. She loves all the romance. And he's kind of, we can do that. Could that be detrimental to a relationship? What are your thoughts, Shanana?
I don't think it could be detrimental, but it definitely could be a struggle.
Yeah.
Especially if she is the roses, the wine and dine me type, and he's just like, oh, let me give her this. Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it could definitely put a strain on the relationship, but it's something, you know, if you want to be with one another, you have to work through it.
That's true. So I will confess. So I think that my husband is a romantic, but it was just different. Like he could, it was funny. I like that you asked that question. Because Lisa said a conversation must be had. I agree with that because I think when it came to my husband and I, he actually wanted to be the one doing all the surprising and stuff, but I did too. So, you know, I loved it and I loved to do it. So I probably was the 10, whereas he loved to do it for me, but he was like, you don't have to do all that for me. Mm-hmm. And I probably take it to a 20. I'm going to confess because I did little things like they have a website out there where you can print off a ticket. It looks like a ticket that you would get from the police, but you can print it off and say you are in violation of not enough hugs or whatever it is. And you can put what the sentence would be on it and you put it in their windshield or, you know, I did little crafty things like that or buy candy jewelry, you know, edible jewelry and stuff like that. Yeah, I did too much all the time. But I would say that there was a time when I had to bring it down a little bit because it could be overwhelming, especially because you don't want him to feel like he got to keep up with what you're doing or top what he did the last time. So I do agree that it as long as you have the conversation and talk about, you know, the needs on both sides and what you don't, you know, you don't have to, you got to take off that expectation. And I think when we were new in this relationship, I've known my husband for like 35 years. When we were new in it, I did it, you know, I wanted to do it all. But I think as we grew together, it was less expectation about even a card or anything. Just do what you feel when you want to do it. But it was never like, so everything feels more natural when you're just doing what you want to do and you're not comparing and competing with the other. Take those numbers out of it. So I really love that question though, Empowering Perspectives, because it makes you think about it. We kind of took the edge off by not being 10 or 2 and just being whatever it was. And I would top that off by saying it did grow into a place where it really is that we're showing love to each other every day. Okay. So, you know, when those days come around, we just, you know, have a little extra fun with it. But when you do it all the time, every day is special. You know what I'm saying? Right. So Empowering Perspective says, I ask because romance looks different from person to person, especially between men and women. It's almost like men have a blueprint to romance based on societal norms. Conversely, women may struggle. I actually agree with that. Yeah, I can see that. He said with understanding what romance looks like to him. Yeah, and I think that's where we, you know, kind of had to work some things out because romance for him was different than me, and because I can be goofy and stuff with it where, you know, he's chill. So we had to find that balance because sometimes it's like, I'll rent out, we going for the week, we going to do this, we going because I just want to do it all. And I, you know, that can be a little much at times. Even though I still will every now and then throw something in there. But now it's not the pressure of I gotta do this and I gotta, because I think what you do sometimes is you create you create a situation where he feels you're expecting him to do some of this stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and then when they feel forced to do it, it doesn't feel so
It
good.
doesn't feel good. Yeah.
Yeah. So I can see how that would probably put a real strain on a relationship when you feel like, she's expecting me to do this because she likes this stuff. But like I said, we have grown to toy dogs. We have grown, even though I'm gonna get my real dog. I'm just saying. But that was a great question. And when I think about romance, I don't know, my definition of romance has changed so much over the years that I think, like he said, it's a person to person thing. And I think even individually it's changed for me. So it's truly more simple than it used to be. I'm really good with the quiet day. And that goes for whether it's Valentine's Day, New Year's Day, Christmas Day. The more peaceful it is, the happier I am. You know, I don't need all of the hoopla and running around and all that kind of stuff. So this is why I'm and I always consider myself a romantic person. But I think at the time I equated romance to all of those things. And now not so much that, but more so I think romantic is deep conversations. Sitting around the house and watching a movie like the other night. I don't know if you all are familiar with the movie The Shack. Have you ever seen that movie? And I don't know if anybody in the comments has seen the movie The Shack. It's also a book too. My mother bought me the book, but we watched The Shack years ago, but we watched it again the other night. And that to me was kind of like, it was kind of romantic. It's a deep movie. It's a spiritual movie, but just being able to, Empowering Perspective, say yes. I actually happen to love that movie. It's definitely thought-provoking, and that's what I like. Watching something where you talk about it, you like, it makes you think, makes you go deeper. That's romantic to me. So just some ideas that I like for us to talk about during Love Month. Lisa Key said, I think historically society told us that this is romance and we accepted it. And that's probably very true. It's very commercialized. They tell you that candy and roses is, romance. But, to that question, what if you're allergic to flowers? Is it really romantic to send somebody flowers that's allergic to them, be sneezing all day? So
not at all.
Yeah, you got to kind of do it person by person. I do think society kind of led us into thinking we had to do all of these things. And just think about, this is the funny side of it. So I know we all have experienced getting the heart with the candies in it. And I have yet to meet one person that likes every piece of candy in those boxes.
Look, I went to see my granddaughter the other day, and she said, yeah, I got this candy. She had the small version of the candy box, and all of it is just nasty. All of it. I don't like none of it, yeah.
It's true. Like, we don't eat any of it. I think it was only one
maybe two.
Maybe two. And I think I only like the one with the caramel in the
caramel
middle.
Exactly.
It was like a turtle, and it's the closest. I really like turtles better, but it was like, that's the best part. Lisa says that is a part of understanding how your mate receives affection. Absolutely. And that goes back to what you said, Lisa, earlier about the conversation, which I'm so glad she said that. But to tie in the power of shut up, that's where the communication comes in. Knowing how to have those conversations to get to know your partner. Because I think that's romance too. Having conversations, even 15 years down the road, 30 years down the road, having conversations and learning something new about your partner because you actually had the conversation, right?
Yeah.
I think we don't talk enough. So think about those people who've been together for a long time and they never knew something about their partner. Like, I didn't know you didn't like that. I didn't know you didn't eat that, because they're not having those conversations. Empowering Perspective said, a hot fish sandwich, hot sauce, and a cold beverage is romantic. You know what? And that's exactly what he was talking about. That's romantic. And for men, that's what romance
Something
makes.
simple. Yep. Just that simple.
And
Mm-hmm.
how much of a disadvantage that would be if you never had the conversation and knew that he didn't want the steak and potatoes. He wanted a hot fish sandwich.
Yeah.
And you busy slaving over the stove trying to fix something, and he's like, you really don't have to do all this.
Mm-hmm.
So a tip in the romance department, which I think about this, why don't you find out what it is that your partner likes instead of assuming, because you might be missing the mark. You just might be missing the mark, and he really is not that thrilled with what you're doing, although you think, according to society, that this is what you're supposed to do. So Lisa says, shaking my head, well, that works for that works for him, and leave them alone as they watch football. That part too. It's the little things.
Indeed.
And Prime Perspective says, buy us some flowers and it's gonna be some furniture. She said bingo. And you know, it's funny that they say that, because years and years ago, I was like, hey, what would you think about some flowers? Just I would do them in a navy blue or browns or whatever. And he's like, don't do that. Don't send me. You know how they send us flowers to the job? He said, don't send me no
So
flowers.
you know what? My mother sent her boyfriend some flowers to the job.
Does he like flowers?
He does. Yeah.
Oh, see?
And he wasn't expecting it though, but he liked it though.
Yeah. So you really, and that's where the conversation comes in. If you know your partner and he does, and I needed to know that about my husband. This was a good thing I asked questions, because that was one of those things where he said, do not send me flowers to my job. So I was like, you sure? Because I think that would be cool. But that was something I would have wanted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I get that's funny, but I think it's kind of cool. So let's see what Crystal said. My grandfather didn't like coffee, but would drink it every morning for 50 years. Once my grandmother passed, he said he didn't like coffee and was only drinking it because she made it.
Oh, now that's romantic.
And that is really sweet though, because we do things for our mate sometimes. And it's something that if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
I love that though. So Crystal said no communication unless my grandmother was a bully. Y'all are full of jokes tonight. I love it. I love it. I wanted to share a few things. Shadon, then I'm gonna have you remind them of where they can find you, your book signing event. But I wanted to remind you all of some things that I'm working on. And still working on, because I know at times it's been rough, y'all. But we are getting through this. I wanted to do a couple of Black History moments and remind you of some things I have going on. So I do have a journal that I will be releasing. I'm still working on that. And I'm working on my children's books. I will say that I got a little bit of disturbing news with some things, business related, but we shift, we move, we adjust, and we keep it going. And I'm happy to say that we fixed some things. We're revamping some things. So we have some exciting news coming. I'm not going to release it today, but I'm excited about what's to come. So with that being said, I'm not going to give y'all no more information, but there are going to be some changes, but it's going to be with the magazine, with the publishing company, and with the business, some coaching involved with the Power Shut Up. So I'm excited about this new journey coming up and the changes that we're making. So more to come with that. But let's dip in real quick to some Black History moments, and then a Black History question that we're going to throw up. So first, I wanted to share with you something about a Black History Month. Did you know that Maya Angelou was the first Black female cable car conductor in San Francisco? Some of you may have known that, but for those of you who did not, I tried to find things that maybe you didn't. We know a lot of things about Maya Angelou, but maybe not that. So I wanted to share that with you. And there are a couple of videos. One is for someone who is in the DMV area that I wanted to share with you. Her name is Sylvia Traymore Morrison. So I wanted to just put a little something out there for you on Sylvia.
Welcome to another Luncheon with Lisa Black History Moment. Tonight we honor Sylvia Traymore Morrison. If you all don't know her, she's America's first African-American female impressionist in the history of this country. Sylvia Traymore Morrison is one of the first solo artists to tour and open for Whitney Houston in over 20 major U.S. cities. Morrison's career in Hollywood is legendary. For more information on how she's been a trailblazer in the world of comedy and on stages everywhere, please visit her website at www.sylviaohyeah.com. And this is another Luncheon with Lisa Black History Moment.
So that was a Black History Moment from the previous show I had called Luncheon with Lisa. Sylvia Traymore Morrison is here on Facebook. She's on YouTube. She's on TikTok, I believe, as well. She's an amazing, amazing trailblazer in the world of comedy. She's been in comedy for over 50 years. And she knows things about back in the day. She's been through those situations where not only Blacks weren't allowed, but that when women weren't allowed. In the world of comedy. And her story is absolutely amazing. So if you get a moment on Facebook, please go and check her out. Her story is absolutely amazing. I hope to have her back on the show. She's been on the show many times. She's just an awesome person to know. She's been a wonderful supporter in my life. And she's a Black History Moment for sure, for sure. Now, I do have another one that I would like to share with you from my previous show. I think it was Luncheon with Lisa too. But let's check this out. This is a little Black History Moment.
The celebration of Black History Month began as Negro History Week, which was created in 1926 by Carter G. Woodson, a noted African-American historian, scholar, author, educator, journalist, and publisher, who was one of the founders of the Association for the Study of African American Life and History. A founder of the Journal of Negro History in 1916, Woodson had been called the father of Black history. In February 1926, he launched the celebration of Negro History Week, the precursor of Black History Month. In the early 20th century, while he earned a master's degree from the University of Chicago and a PhD from Harvard, both in history, Woodson witnessed how Black people were unrepresented in the books and conversations that shaped the study of African American history. In 1915, he and Jesse E. Moreland founded the Association for the Study of Negro Life and History, which is now the Association for the Study of African American Life and History, or the ASAL. The organization will promote studying Black history as a discipline and celebrate the accomplishments of African Americans. And I quote, "If a race has no history, it has no worthwhile tradition. It becomes a negligible factor in the thought of the world, and it stands in danger of being exterminated." Woodson said this in the issues of a need of such a study. In 1926, Woodson and the ASAL launched a Negro History Week to bring attention to his mission and help school systems coordinate their focus on the topic. For those who ask, why February? Well, Woodson chose the second week in February as it encompassed both Frederick Douglass' birthday on February 14th and Abraham Lincoln's birthday on February 12th. Now, during the Civil Rights Movement, freedom schools in the South embraced the week and its curriculum message as a way to contribute to the mission. By the mid-1960s, the most popular textbooks for 8th grade U.S. history classes mentioned only 2 Black people in the entire century of history and had transpired since the Civil War. and that problem could no longer be ignored. It was in that decade that colleges and universities across the country transformed the week into a Black History Month on campus. A number of mayors had already adopted the celebration as a municipal event by the time President Gerald Ford decreed Black History Month a national observance in 1976 on both the 50th anniversary of the first iteration and America's bicentennial year. And that's another Black History moment on Luncheon with Lisa.
So that kind of gives you the history of why this month is. And it also kind of brings about the conversation we had a couple of weeks ago where I just feel like that we have to continue to spread the word about our history and acknowledge those people who have done amazing things, as well as acknowledge that every move we make and the things that we do every day are part of Black history. And we have to continue to bridge that gap between the young people and the older people so that we don't lose sight of our history. It's really, really, really important, especially now that we continue to bridge that gap. We don't want to lose sight of what we've done, what we've accomplished, and celebrate it. So we will continue, not just in the month of February, but always to highlight, which is part of why I do what I do, to empower, inspire, and enlighten others to continue to do what they're doing. We just got to keep going. I wanted to do a special shout out to DJ Coco Rowe, who comes on every night on TikTok. If you all don't know, please make sure you go over to DJ Coco Rowe's page on TikTok. Listen to her music. She has smooth jazz, smooth jams. She does gospel every night around 11:30. She switches into gospel, praise and worship. Really go over there and check her out. I go in there and hang out. We need outlets nowadays to get us, keep us steady, keep us stable. Sometimes we need to disconnect from a lot of the noise. And so I really appreciate her space. So if you're not doing anything in the evenings and you have a TikTok page, you can just go in there and chill. There's no pressure. You ain't got to talk if you don't want to, but she plays some of your favorite jams. And then at 11:30, she goes into her gospel hour. And so I really appreciate that. So special shout out to her. And then I wanted Shadona for you to share with people where they can find you, and then remind them of what you're doing this weekend and where to find your books.
Sure. Excuse me. So again, my website is www.nickyscorner.com, and the book is available on Amazon as well as Barnes and Noble online. Saturday, March 8th, I will be doing a book signing at the Barnes and Noble in Bowie Town Center off of Emerald Way from 12 to 2.
And congratulations to you. I'm really excited and proud of what you're doing. I'm looking forward to you. Oh, let them know where your newsletter is, where they can go for your newsletter.
You can go to subscribe to the newsletter also at nickyscorner.com. nickyscorner.com, and there's a box at the bottom of the page where you can subscribe to the monthly newsletter.
Okay. Good evening. I see Rosetta came in. Thank you all so much. Remember, go out and get her book. This is something you can slide right into your purse or to your bag, because I know a lot of people are headed back into the commuting world. So sometimes you need something to take your mind off of the busy. So please check out her book. If you are in the DMV area, please go support her at her book signing. And again, thank you all for tuning in. Next week, we will be having a conversation about community love and computer love. Find out what I mean by computer love. But we're going to end the month with that. And then we have some exciting guests that are coming on for March. And I believe March is Women's Month, Women's History Month. So we'll be highlighting women who are doing some amazing things, some other exciting events that are happening. But I truly, truly appreciate you all. Roger Troutman. Empowering Perspectives. So I truly appreciate you all tuning in every Thursday, 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We changed things up a little bit for the month of February. Hello, Coco. So she's in the house. So she's saying hello. That's DJ Coco Rowe. Check her out every evening starting at 9:30. She has amazing computer love. Yes, computer love. We're gonna play that song, Empowering Perspective. But check out DJ Coco Rowe if you're just looking for some great music, a great wind down place. And like I said, praise and worship. And they don't play over there with praise and worship at 11:30. They're like, hey, you can stay or you can leave, but we about to go into some praise and worship. So I'm over there supporting her when I can. And thank you so much for coming. I also wanted to remind people if you love socks like I do, I am a sock lover. Grab your socks today at notetoself.com/POSU, which stands for Power Shut Up. I am affiliate with them. Go grab your socks over there using my link. I would greatly appreciate it. But I have tons and tons of those socks. As you can see, they are messages on those socks. I give them away. We didn't do any giveaways this month, but we will be kicking that back in. But I truly appreciate you all joining us every week from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we look forward to seeing you next Thursday at 7 o'clock talking about computer love. He said Roger Troutman, so we got to do a little snippet of that, Sharif. We got to work that out maybe. And computer love and community love. So we will see you next week. Thank you, Shadonna, for being a wonderful guest.
Thanks for having me.
Poetry. And y'all go get her book.
Yes, please.
Go get her book. And we will see you next week.
All right. Have a good one.